everyone? Welcome to This, That, and the Other, where we talk about Detroit and MSU sports. And today is Memorial Day, and I just want to say thank you to all the veterans out there who have served our country and sacrificed, and in some cases made the ultimate sacrifice. You should know that I'm a very patriotic person, and just want to, I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't come on here and just say how thankful we are to all the people who served out there. So, happy Memorial Day. Also to everyone else out there that may not be affiliated with the military. Just hope that you guys had a great weekend and a great day with friends and family as well. So with that, today we're talking about the Toronto Raptors again. Sorry for not having more Detroit or MSU stuff. As you know, there hasn't been a whole lot going on with those two lately. Unless you're a fan of the Tigers, which right now it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot that I want to discuss about them. So the Toronto Raptors, they're my adopted team for this year's playoffs, and I'm looking pretty smart right now because they are actually in the NBA Finals. And as I predicted, the Raptors beat the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. A lot of people were high on Milwaukee, and I wasn't quite as high on them. I thought they got a lot of fortunate calls in that Pistons series, and I didn't think they were for sure an unbeatable team. And, just obviously Antetokounmpo is going to be a superstar in this league for years to come. And I think he'll win himself some rings for sure. I don't know if it'll be in Milwaukee, but this Raptors team, this was a very fun series to watch. But the Raptors showed who the more mentally tough team was in this series. The fact that they had gotten a lot closer to getting to the finals in the past by getting to the semifinals and the conference finals the past couple of years, whereas the Bucks are just now starting. This is kind of their first year as a favorite. I think a lot of people overlooked the experience that the Raptors have and the disappointment and the resiliency, and I think the fans have play a big role in this too. Toronto has probably the best fans in the NBA. That's being pretty unbiased, to be honest with you. They've been number one in attendance for a lot of years, and I think that fan base, that city, that franchise deserved to finally go to an NBA Finals. I think they've had to wait for quite a while, and it's not like a Chicago Cubs situation, but you can't not be happy for the Toronto Raptors just for getting to the finals. And if they do end up getting destroyed by Golden State, I still call it a successful season, because kind of there are probably really no expectations. The season is going to be a success no matter what happens. With that being said, I was not surprised to see the result against Milwaukee. To me, they proved that they can shut down teams that have great offenses. They held Milwaukee to under 100 points twice in that series, and one of them only didn't go to that because the game ended up going into double overtime. But that's a big thing to be able to do, to be able to regain home court advantage, shut down a superstar, and just be able to outsmart them, be the grittier team, and shock the world. I do think this team, to me, reminds me a lot of the 2011 Mavericks in the fact that they just have so many role players and a really deep bench, and I think they can kind of overwhelm me at times with their depth. I don't think Milwaukee had that much depth, and I think that they have a lot more depth than Golden State, to be honest with you. I don't think many people can name anyone coming off the bench for them. I think they're kind of a 5-person team, to be honest with you. I think that's going to be a weakness for them. But I am predicting the Raptors to defeat the Warriors in 7 games. And as you guys know, I was correct on my last prediction of 6 games over the Bucks. And, I can't say that enough because it is kind of cool when you can nail a prediction like that. And I think, I just don't understand why the national media keeps digging themselves in a hole that Golden State can't lose. All dynasties end eventually, and I kind of think this is the end. They've had a very good run, championships, 4 out of 5 years, something like that. But all good things need to come to an end at some point, and I just think the Toronto Raptors are the perfect team to do that to Golden State. I think that some of their matchups, you look at Kawhi against Durant, I think that's an amazing matchup for Toronto. I think he's going to frustrate him so bad that I think he's going to be, I think he's not going to be nearly as effective as what he usually is. Steph Curry against Kyle Lowry, that'll be an interesting matchup. I think, obviously I think Golden State has the advantage in that one. And, you look at Serge Ibaka going against Draymond Green. And I think Serge Ibaka is going to get in Draymond's head big time too, just like Kevin Durant. But, you look at Serge Ibaka, all the games he's played against Detroit, he's a frustrating player to go against. He's a tough rebounder. He's a good inside-outside player on offense, and defensively he can take charges, and he can trash talk. He can. I'm telling you, he can get the worst out of Draymond. I am a Michigan State fan, but I haven't been a big fan of him since he got to the NBA. Bench-wise, there's no comparison. The Raptors are the best team. You look at Fred VanVleet and the amazing series he had against Milwaukee. He probably got them the last 2 games. If they didn't have him on the team, the Raptors don't win those games. Hit 7 3-pointers against in Game 5, and I don't remember how many in Game 6, but the dude has been he's been like 6th man of the year material, if not even more than that. But Siakam as well. He's been a little bit inconsistent at times, but he's a hard player to handle as well. He can go up against, he can frustrate a lot of bigger players too, like DeMarcus Cousins. That'll be another interesting matchup. Marc Gasol, I was really impressed with the way he was able to play, and just this whole team, being able to come back from double-digit deficits and kind of feeling like once they started on that run that they were winning the game. And, once those runs were over, they were able to maintain leads and still play smart basketball and not coast. And, I do think that's one of the things, you look at just this playoffs alone, that's one of the things that a lot of teams like Denver have struggled to do. That's the most prevalent one. But I know that Portland had some big leads against Golden State as well. And the Raptors really don't give up a lead if they're coming from behind and, kind of making a comeback. So, anyways, in conclusion, you guys, look for the Toronto Raptors to win this NBA Finals. And I thought my last prediction, them beating the Bucks, was pretty bold. And this one is for sure another bold prediction. Probably 10 times more bold than my last prediction. But I feel very confident saying that the Raptors are going to win this series, and there's not a doubt in my mind that they're going to win at least 2 games in the series. So congratulations to the Toronto Raptors. You guys deserve it. You have an awesome franchise. I think it's one of the coolest nicknames in professional sports. You guys have always been kind of a secondary, one of my secondary favorite teams. Like I know everyone has a secondary team, especially if you're an NFL fan in Michigan, you got to have a second team to root for. But like I said, good luck to the Raptors, and bring home that championship. And I'll talk to you guys next time.